Well, hello everybody and welcome. I'm Christina and I'm one of your Rain sisters. I'm only today 90 days in, so I do want to celebrate that as one of our weekly wins. It's one of my wins. So I'm very excited about that. And in this group, we are here to take action, celebrate our wins, collaborate on our opportunities where we might be struggling. If there's anything you're finding helpful that you're Googling or YouTubing, this is a great platform to share that as well. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone. I'm very excited. 90 days in, all of the crying, all of the everything, all of the stress, and all of the wisdom hairs have been really, really, really well worth it, I must say, because I'm learning a lot and I can't wait to share a lot of things with you. Um, let's see. Just some housekeeping as usual. This is a disclaimer. I am not coaching at all whatsoever in this group. I am only giving advice that I am experiencing as I'm moving along the course and what I'm finding, and as I'm collaborating with older sisters that are still here with us and sharing their information, some of them that are continuing on to do the mentorship program, and others that are going to be off and doing their own thing. So I'm very excited to keep learning from them and to be sharing that information with you all. Um, in this group, we're going to be focusing on our wins as and also our opportunities, like I stated. So if there's anything that you're struggling with, this is where we can all come together, older sisters and newer sisters alike. From how do I start my LLC? What do I do? What are some questions that some of the other sisters have asked Prime? How do they ask them? To hey, I'm here 90 days, or hey, I'm celebrating my first 30 days or my first week. I made my first goal, or um, anything you want to celebrate. I mean, every little thing that you do is a win, and it's a big deal here, at least because some of us have never done this before, ever, and this is all new to us. So if you have anything to share, I always want to open this platform up for you all. But I am more than happy to share information that I've been acquiring pretty much every single day that I just like I'm tickled pink about that I can't wait to share with you all. So let it rip in the chat and then I'll keep checking it there. But we are a smaller group right now. I'll let sisters are coming in, but unmute yourself if you have anything that you would want to celebrate and share as well.
Well, I just need some help.
Go for it.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm new, and Christina, thank you. You've been helping me a lot. But I think I am doing so much every day, and I don't mind that. I like to keep busy, so that's a good thing. But I'm working on the my getting through just the active training, investing training right now. And but also at the same time, there's these other sections. There's the community and the training materials and the the library. There's just all of this stuff to look at, as well as the Rain Live is taking place. And I don't even have my LLC. I don't even know what my business name is. I can spend weeks in my head on the business name. I can't come up with the business name, and I've got to come up with the business name like by tomorrow to even have cards for the event. So I think some of it's about prioritizing what, and then I'm making such a big deal about even just getting the name. My brother's an attorney, so he'll do my LLC and stuff, which is great. He does real estate, so that's going to be really helpful. But yeah, so I just need how did y'all come up with your business name, number one, and how do you organize your time with all, did you go through every single bit of this material on this platform? Because I want to.
I actually did.
I'm like that too.
I'm a total nerd. So I eat, live, sleep, rain as much as I do yoga at this point.
Yeah.
Um, But I came up with my name. I'm a total deadhead, and Scarlet Begonias is one of my favorite songs. And then,
That's a
and
good
now,
one. That's good.
Grace is just having grace with myself, compassion through the hard times. Scarlett is just like that one that stands out in the crowd, that go-getter. She's the one with the, begonias in her hair. And it just, like, for me, was kind of just, they were beautifully
Easy.
synonymous together. So
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah.
I came up with my name. How did
Yeah.
others come up with theirs? Pick somebody.
I love your name, by the way. I think it's really great. Yeah, I really like it. Yeah. It's easy to remember too for some reason. Yeah.
I'm
I
seeing
use
that a lot of people got their name using Chat GPT.
ChatGPT.
And
Yep.
I just want to tell you, Catherine, that I've spent hours on Chat GPT and I still can't decide on my name.
Me
And
too.
I'm worried about that too, because like I'm unemployed at the moment, so I'm powering through the training. And I'm like, you're gonna get done with the training and you're still not gonna be able to decide on your name. So I'm like struggling there too.
Yeah, I feel like Chat GPT is mad at me. I've started apologizing, saying, yeah, I'm so sorry to keep, I'm like, wrong relationship going. Yeah.
And I'm trying to do what Christina did and make it something that means something to me. And then I'm like, "Oh, but that's just so weird, Kim. It's not even applicable to real estate. What are you doing?" And so, yeah, I just go back and forth. So I'd love to hear your guys' names, people that have come up with one, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I,
Can I?
ac- sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just wanted to share. I was the one that mentioned that Chat GPT came up with my name. So
Okay.
when I joined, I kind of delayed my starting for a couple of months. So I ended up having my Prime meeting like a month
Okay.
before I joined. So I had my LLC and everything set up with them. And I didn't know what to do. I was just like, well, what do you suggest? So they suggested my initials and whatever. So my initials were LMD. So LMD Property Solutions is my LLC.
Okay.
And when I finally got into Rain, I realized that everyone, well, not everyone, 80% of the people were their three initials with some sort of equity solutions, property solutions, holding company, whatever it was. And I thought, that's just not really me. So or I didn't want to be like everyone else. I wanted something different. So I came up with a name, Wildstone Partners LLC, and I picked partners because it made it sound like it wasn't me making the decision. I had other people I had to answer to.
I love that.
And I also liked it because it didn't say anything about real estate. It
Okay.
didn't say anything about, and I kind of based it off of Danielle. Hers is Wind River Partners,
Yeah.
and I liked that so much. I was like, ooh, what could I pick like that? So I picked Wildstone Partners. And what I did was when I did my licensing through my state, because I had to get a state business license, I did a DBA.
DBA. Okay.
So my business name is, LMD Property Solutions, but I'm doing business as Wildstone Partners. So that's how I
Okay.
did it. So you could set up an LLC and just pick a name, and then like 2 weeks from now, if you're like, gosh, I really just don't like this anymore, and thought of something better, then you can do a DBA
Okay.
and make that change.
That's really good to know. That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I did.
Very
Like
good to
that.
know.
And I like
And I
well,
haven't figured out if I have to do the whole, I have anything in my state yet or not. And then just since we're on the subject, what's the difference between an LLC and a holding company? And do we have to do both, or is that, I don't understand. Does anybody know?
So from what I understand, or the simple way, the holding company is like, um, how did someone explain it to me? Oh, now I'm gonna
I mean, maybe I'll learn it when I'm through the training. And if
lose
you
my
don't want
words.
to
Yeah,
talk about it, that's
you
fine.
just
Holding
started, right? So you haven't
company
met
is
with
what gives
Prime?
you privacy.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
It gives you
It's
the
what gives
privacy,
you
like your
privacy.
other companies
So
are under that. Yeah.
yeah, so when
Okay.
you create your LLC, it's owned not by you, it's owned by the holding company. And
Okay. Does the
so
Prime training go over that? Will I, or
yeah,
where
yeah,
will
they
I
go
learn
over
that?
that.
All right, I'll
And
figure it out.
they have recordings on, because they do a bi-weekly call, so they have past
Okay.
recordings. You can go in and watch them, and he really does a great job of explaining that. It's not completely necessary for you to have a holding company, though. But you got to realize if you don't, if anyone were to look up your business name and say someone wanted to sue you for whatever reason, they could find out your name, your address,
All of your
your,
information. Yeah.
your information. And so by having the hold company, that gives you the privacy.
Okay.
And that way they
All right.
But it
can't
is an
find you.
extra
They can
cost.
just find the holding company.
So, of you people who have proceeded to that point, did you guys do that? Did you guys do the holding company?
I did the holding company. But I know others that have said, like, I don't care, people can find me.
Yeah.
I kind of care, so I might.
It is my
Yeah.
it is my
I have
intention to do the
renters,
holding.
and I know some people can get litigation crazy, so I
Yeah.
wanted to
Mm,
hide.
yeah.
I
All right.
did the holding agent because the holding agent is yourself. So you could use yourself as well. And again, I 100% what Lori said, the DBA, doing business as, that's exactly how I have it all set up. And I did it through my Secretary of State helped me, and also the title company that I used to close with also helped me put that all together because he's the title attorney. And then we have a real estate attorney. So any real estate attorney, I believe, because the one that I use, they help me put all of that together for a fraction of the cost. And also because they're part of our New Orleans Real Estate Investors Association, they did it for free. So you can really network and partner with your local REAs because they will also be able to handhold you through that and watch all the Prime videos to get all of those questions answered because they answer all of that there too. But a holding company, a holding agent are basically the same thing. It protects you. It protects you. It keeps you private. So all of that goes into that space and they don't need to know where you are at all.
Okay.
And for and then for having trouble coming up with your names, I really I love that because it is hard. Because what if you move and what if you like this better and all that? So I completely get it. Couple of things. I really love the Wild River Partners and Wildstone, y'all. That's so beautiful and it just takes me straight to like Native American because it's like wild stone and like all it just makes me feel like the stones of the earth river, these are like elements, so it
Yeah.
goes beyond just it goes well beyond just like real estate. It's like really investing back into the earth, like the true home. And it's a partnership. Like I'm a super deep thinker, so like when you guys started saying stuff like that, I just started feeling, well, maybe that's a better way to start thinking about the name of your business is start thinking about what moves you, what inspires you, what are you flowing with,
Mhm.
elements. Maybe it's getting back into nature, getting into touch. Maybe it's something that has to do with wood or some whatever, but not
That's
necessarily such and such enterprises or ventures or anything. It could just be simple, Scarlet and Grace or
Well,
yeah.
Wild
I
River.
love the beach, but I live in South Dakota, unfortunately, right now. So it's like I can't really have a beach name and live here. So I'm trying to come up with something maybe that combines land and sea and blah blah blah. So yeah, me and Chat GPT are best buddies.
I
And
did
that's
something.
land
Oh,
and water, air and fire. Like that's it's the
Yeah.
beach has so many other elements that go along with the beach. Maybe like an emotion that
Oh
you think
yeah.
about, peaceful or calm or chaos and calm,
Yeah,
something like
I
that.
was gonna say, I mean, ours is blissful homes, and it's just that. And blissful, it can be for an investor, it could be for a seller that is looking for a new start. So we
Yeah.
just went
I got
with
the
blissful.
whole starting over theme in there too. We're working on it.
Yeah, it is. It's tough. It'll come to you. I think
All
it's
right.
the more you think about it, I think you think of different themes and different words and all the
Yeah.
And then I think it'll
It definitely
just,
takes time for sure.
Because it's
yeah.
supposed to be memorable, not too long, something that, and, it has to be available. And yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Is
So
everybody
mine,
Prime? Is everyone
What's
with, is
with
everyone with
Prime?
Prime?
I'm not yet. So my husband is he's a engineer, engineer, so he's very, he knows all the things about everything. So he actually set up our LLC.
oh,
He's done everything, but we are thinking that we're going to switch to a holding company, like a Wyoming based holding company, because we do want to be private. We have 4 young kids. We don't want anything. We don't want people to be able to find us, basically. If it
yeah.
gets to that point, we haven't done any deals yet, but working hard on that. So we will probably be switching, um, or at least having a conversation with Prime. I haven't even had the phone call yet. I've been kind of waiting until after the immersion to do my one-on-one coaching call and the Prime call, because I think I'll have a lot more info and questions. So that's what I've been waiting for.
When is your immersion? Is it the
It's
one
this
coming up?
month.
The
Yes.
22nd? Yeah, mine
Ye-
too. So I
Oh,
haven't set my
cool.
name up. I have a name, um, but I haven't set it up. And I had my call with Prime, so I have all the information. But again, I haven't
Okay.
moved forward with it. So the name is Brick and Bloom.
Oh,
Like
nice.
brick building house, and bloom as in
Oh,
growing.
I love it.
Um,
I love that.
so yeah, that was ChatGPT. Thank you very much.
Yes.
I don't like it. I just put in everything that I was thinking and feeling, and they came up with that. And this cute little, it's like a little brick house with like a little flower popping out of it for the logo. And
Yes,
I was like,
I've
so
definitely seen that.
cute.
I feel like on the app, I've seen you on there. I love
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So I was like, oh my God, that's perfect. But yeah. So I'm waiting till after the 24th, 22nd, or whatever it is to put everything into.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
Yep.
same here.
What do you guys mean by your immersion call?
So it's a 3-day like intensive
Oh, you mean the certification or
certification.
whatever?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, mine's not till
Mhm.
October. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
Mine's in October too.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing though about. I mean, I'm going to do all the Prime and I'm going to learn all I can, but I've been seeing some conversations about how you can get your LLC and all that stuff set up way cheaper just going to your state or whatever.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yeah.
Hey Melissa, do you want to share? I saw that you posted something in the chat. So will you be open to sharing a little bit about that?
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
I
So,
want to open the chat.
in regards to Prime, I do feel that everybody new needs to be very cautious because it's very pressure. And they want you to, once you have that phone call with them, they're going to want you to sign right away and pay right away.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
if you could just give yourself a pause and just say, hey, I'm going to get back to you because it is expensive. I think for my Wyoming and Maryland, it was over $2,000. Um, so for me at the time, it was really great to have them set it up and do all of that. But in retrospect, it's not that hard if you do go through your state. And also Delaware too is kind of like Wyoming, where you can do a holding company if you're on the East Coast. But I did leave Prime after 6 months, and there is a more seasoned Rain sister, Kathy Jeffries, and she taught me how to keep my RA addresses that I converted them because Prime was going to charge me again all of those fees after 6 months, plus the monthly. You do $9.99 for your state and then for your holding. So she helped me go through keeping my RA addresses, and it was it was so easy, and I saved so much money. So if you feel confident, definitely research your state website starting your business and kind of get schooled up on that. But one thing I do just recommend is taking your time with Prime, and don't sign on the dotted line yet because it's so pressure. So just some words of wisdom, but there is ways to do this on your own, and you will save quite a bit of money. But if you're just wanting to get out there and set everything up, Prime is a resource.
Well, I am wanting to get out there and get it set up, but I don't have that money right now.
Exactly.
So I want to kind of, but I am afraid if I just, I can just do it through my state cheaper, that I'll just delay. So I think there's someone I've been in touch with, another Rain sister, who said when I'm ready to do it, she'll kind of walk me through it or something. And there's only like 2 other people in my entire state, or 3 other people in my entire lovely state of South Dakota in Rain right now. But I already connected with one, and we're going to have lunch, and I'll see where she's at too. So
Can you set up a holding company on your own? Has anybody heard, I know you can do LLCs, but what about a holding company?
That's actually a good question. When I actually had Prime do that, but then I did switch over. So now I did go to the state, and where I was able to get the registered agent address. And I think it's like registeredagent.com. You actually have the ability to, I think, get the LLC. The holding company, that's actually a good question. I would do a little bit more research on that. But a lot of times a registered agent company will help you start your LLC, and a lot of times they help you do your website too.
Okay.
I'll send
Who
some
will help you do
information to
that?
Christina.
ZenBusiness absolutely is a good one to start with also, because they are very affordable and
ZenBusiness?
they can get you 100% set up, and then you can transfer all of that over as needed and upgrade as needed. I mean, they don't call it ZenBusiness for nothing.
Melissa,
That's
did
a
you
really
change
great
your
way.
name?
What was that?
Melissa, did you have to change your business name, or when you
No,
left Prime, you just transferred it all over?
I transferred all over. And the best thing again was keeping that registered agent address, because then I wouldn't have to go through the IRS and all of my banking stuff. So that was actually very key.
Okay, so you kept the Wyoming address.
I did.
Okay,
Okay.
but not through Prime.
Nope. And it was
Okay.
easy. It was definitely easy to do. And again, Kathy Jeffries, she actually can even do like a phone call if you get in touch with her to kind of help
Okay.
you walk through. But I'll send Christina to the information, because it's pretty easy. And again, I feel like I saved for the holding company in Wyoming. It turned out to be like hundreds less doing it on my own. And then I have it for a year and not gonna have to have Prime nickel and dime you after, so after 6 months, they will definitely get you. And they get you on that monthly fee too, for
So
$9.99 for both.
Oh,
So
God.
Prime, they have a monthly fee as well? Because he gave me like the price for the holding, plus the price for the 2 LLCs, plus the price for all the extra stuff that they have. But he never mentioned anything about like monthly fees. I thought it was like a one-time thing.
It's $9.99 for your state and for your holding company. So it's like, oh, stop it.
So I
Uh-huh.
believe you could actually opt out of that, because I did. So
The monthly?
yeah, it just then went to a yearly, and it was then they were going to pay the yearly fee for me, and then they were going to charge me something on top of it. And I said, well, I don't need you to pay the yearly fee. I'm more than capable of writing a check. And they said, okay, well, it will get sent to you like a month or 2 before it's actually due, and you can send in the check on your own. So I don't have a monthly fee, because I was able to negotiate around that.
Good for you. Yeah, if you can negotiate, honestly, that's great. I think that they've gotten a lot of backlash for a lot of women complaining. I started in November with Rain, and there was a huge group that I think that there was a few of us that there's so many of us that come into this whole thing, and we're vulnerable. I mean, we've been moms or taking care of our parents or children, having our W-2. And when we're starting out on our business, they took advantage of that. So I'm glad that there was a little pushback because I think obviously you were able to make some difference. So yeah, definitely we need to protect ourselves.
I 100% agree. That's why we're here and we're sharing this information. Um, don't get caught up in the business setup so much, y'all. You're going to spend so much money and energy on that. And when it comes down to it, you can set up your LLC, you can set up your holding companies, and you can do all of that as you're making your deals. It's really important in these first 30 to 60 to 90 days that you pay this program off. And the way that you're going to do that is by learning exactly what it is that you need to do to start taking action immediately.
But
Because go ahead.
that's not what they make it sound like. They make it sound like you can't even get a deal or do a deal unless you have your LLC.
Completely understand, Kim, but I'm going to tell you something
Because
right
I need
now.
a deal and I need one ASAP. And so I'm like,
You're going to
I'm
need
probably going
the
to be able to
right
get
calculator.
I'm
The
probably
right
going to be
calculator.
able to get through this 6-week training by the end of the weekend in 1 week because I'm, like I said, unemployed. And then I need a deal. So I'm going to do some marketing. I don't care what I have to do. But I'm like, well, I don't have my LLC.
I would even hold off on marketing, Kim.
What would you? Okay, I'm
You
here.
got
I'm
this.
listening. I'm gonna
You
zip
got
it
this.
and listen because I need a deal. Because, like I said,
I would even
Kim,
hold off on
how
marketing.
many days have you been in Rain?
Today's my 4th day, and I'm already
Hell yeah, girl!
almost done with week 3. So
that is a win, y'all. Like,
Congratulations.
There's
Congratulations.
there's other people
Absolutely.
that say by the time you get a contract signed and you go through that whole process, you can get an LLC and everything set up
while you're
after.
waiting for your money.
Well, while you're waiting for that whole process to, title to do their job and all of that. So I wouldn't even worry about it. Like I don't have mine yet because I'm in California and they want $800 from me that's my state fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it won't be that expensive here.
That's what I mean, Kim. There's a lot that they make it sound like you have to do right away. There's a lot that can wait. Till you have a deal, till you have the money. I think in one of the trainings, I think it was Clifford who said he didn't even get his LLC until after his 3rd deal.
Okay, well, I've only seen one training so far with Clifford in it. I think there's one coming up at the end of the marketing. Maybe that's the one where he says it.
I think it was Clifford who said that he didn't get his LLC till after his 3rd deal.
I love that because it's kind of funny because sometimes those people will say different things.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at too. I'm like, I need to get a deal so I can do all this other stuff.
Yeah,
So
I need to get a deal so I
I'm
can
not doing any of
do
that
the
until
other
I get a
things I
deal.
need to do, and eventually so I can pay my rent and
Oh,
Other things are definitely more priority than all that extra
Well, that's
stuff.
good to hear. That's good to hear because the way if we're just coming in and we're just following like, and then you do this next, and then it does make it seem, like, oh, we have to do all this other stuff before we, and I'm glad to hear that that's not really the way that has to go.
For cowboy, yep.
I hosted the very first business lab level up call that I ever did with our group goes over basically hand holds you step by step on how to set up your business and all of the free resources that go along with it in the descriptions, and you can click on the links and it will guide you everywhere. But I do want to share with you that when dealing with startup, you have to have a clarity of mind at the same time because it is so overwhelming. Like, they're not kidding. You are drinking out of a fire hose. You are, and it's so much to take in. And I think for the most part, this group, these women right here, right now, action takers, are action takers, Kim. Like, look at you. You're like on fire. You're 4 days in and you're like halfway done through the training. Hello. Like, it's a
Well,
lot.
that's the easy part for me, learning.
But
I
then
can
at the
learn.
same time, it's not just about learning and watching the videos. I watch these videos over and over because every single time I watch a video, I learn something new, especially when Clifford and Justin are doing comps. And that's the video I'm going to tell you, you're going to want to master that video because
See, and
when
I
you
don't
master that video, you'll master making deals.
see, and that'll be the easy part for me.
Mm-hmm.
But talking to people, or knocking on doors, that's gonna scare the living daylights out of
Do not
me.
knock on doors.
This is an
Well, I
indication.
do live in South Dakota,
Knock on
but
doors.
Well, consider doing this. Courage over comfort. That's going to be your number one thing. Courage over comfort. Deals aren't going to fall into your lap. You're
no,
going to
yeah,
you're
no,
going to definitely have your path, and that's something to really consider is first and foremost, you can watch all the training, you can do all the things, but what resonates with you the most? And that's really what it comes down to. What is the list you want to work off of? And if you don't want to do the door knocking, which would be more like a pre-foreclosure list, foreclosure list, that kind of
yeah,
thing, that can get really technical on its own. Like on my Facebook thing that I do, I'm actually going to have the guys from foreclosure.com get on there and show us how to use it because there's so much in it. And just like PropStream, there's so much in PropStream, which by the way, y'all, I'm like 100% in love with right now. And like Gigi
like
I've heard
Sands
really
taught
good
me
things
that,
about it.
and
more
I
so than
like
more
lost my
so
mind.
than like the lists that are in REI Works. You like PropStream
Oh my
better?
God, by 1,000. But I work off of foreclosures though. That's
Okay.
my jam. But
Mhm.
everyone has their jam,
Yeah.
and what they want to work on. And so when it comes to doing like getting your deals or starting your whole program, the one thing that is going to be the most effective that I've been learning even outside of our group, but like just going on YouTube and just really diving in is pay per leads. Pay per leads. And we have them here in Rain. So if I speed to lead, $29 basically a lead. And these are people that literally put their information in there because they want you to call them. So if you are a non-cold caller, right here, refuse. I know Jenna is amazing, and it's like you're probably solving someone's problem. For me, I'm creating a problem because I have high anxiety being on the phone. I don't even like I already told people, do not make me your emergency contact because it's 100% on do not disturb. Period. Like, period. I will not. I'm a texter all day long. All day long. Like, I
Too.
schedule the time to talk on the phone and I'm like, okay,
Don't
it's
call
already
me
been an
something.
hour. I'm ready to go. Like, I'm done. I have nothing to say. But when it comes to like this, I would rather pay for the lead and your marketing budget, which is part of like your 30, 60, 90 Kelton kind of
Yeah.
goal setting, is budget out. First and foremost, I'm like all over the place, but there's so much to say. And
No.
if you're not on mute, make sure that you're on mute because there's a lot of feedback. But what I do want to say is number one, pay per leads is going to be your way to go. And we have them here on Rain. Yes, they have an affiliate link, but yes, go with it because it's worth it. And when you go through those, iSpeed to Lead and Lead Zolo have the biggest return on investment by far, which I have found. And I just got them. I have 5 properties I'm working on right now. And hopefully, of the 5, I'll get all of them. If not, but at least 3 of them that I know are good deals that I'm going to go for and get it under contract by the end of this week, if not by tomorrow. And so that's how, like, I'm just all about iSpeed to Lead right now. And then PropStream is worth the investment. REI Works is a great stepping stone and a great way to start learning. PropStream is a whole other ball game. My mind was blown today. Gigi Sands taught me something I never thought I would ever learn in such a quick amount of time. And I'm looking at PropStream right now and I'm just like in love. So definitely well worth the investment. And yes, Rain is all about it, because also when you're driving for dollars, the app Driving for Dollars links to PropStream, and you can connect those as your leads. So those are part of your leads, and then you can follow up with them. And then you can skip trace and all of that as well. Batch leads, for some reason, Holly and I were chatting about batch leads and PropStream today, and they're kind of like working together. So definitely utilize these tools, because these are the tools that are going to get you to making the deals. And the deal, like Justin and Kelton and Tressa say, a deal is when it's closed. Leads are what we're working on right now, warming them up, nurturing them, and getting them to close. And so those are the most important things that we need to be thinking about. And these guys, these are huge wins for me, because I'm telling you, iSpeed to Lead and Lead Solo, not very different. It just budget. The guy that I spoke to with Lead Solo, fantastic dude. I really like him a lot. But I lean more a little bit towards iSpeed to Lead, because that's what Genevieve is, my partner, and I use whatever she's using, right now. And then when I start doing better, then I'll be expanding into that as well. But you do get credits and things of that nature with them as well. So you just want to look into the offerings that we have here with Rain, because it's on your Rain page, to the left sidebar at the very bottom. There is the partners, Rain's partners, and those are the ones you can click into. And Lead Zolo is in there, and iSpeed to Lead and PropStream are all there for you to take a look at and take a peek at. And yeah, Danny does the live seller calls, and so does Jenna from time to time. So Jenna does the REI Works, and she goes through how to do comps and everything. But keep in mind that the program she's using in REI Works is like the cream of the crop, top of the line. So she's showing you like what your wholesale averages are based on if you purchase it, or like the purchase of, like, when it gets ready to sell in wholesale, how much percentage it is to that. But it's really helpful, the AI portion, but it's in addition, so it's going to keep growing, expanding your wallet. Your wallet might get stretched a little too much that you won't be able to use any more money. So that's just something to keep in mind. Road mapping for for setting up your businesses, the legalities of it. Look up in each of your respective towns, communities, states, your laws as well, for being a wholesaler, because that's really important. You're gonna need to know if you are going to be if you need a license, like a licensed realtor, or if you're good to go without having a license. So just keep that in mind when you're starting out, because that could be a really unexpected surprise for some sisters that I've had the unfortunate text messages to receive. So please do check that out. And then setting up like EINs and your DUNS numbers and your SAMS numbers and all of those tax numbers is very, very easy. You either can go through Prime with that, or you can do it on your own. If you have a family member in another state that it's cheaper in, go that route as well. And then with y'all, I found something that was sent to me from another sister that helped me do comps like no one's business. I was so excited over this calculator. It's a funny name. It's called Deal You Later. It is hilarious name. Y'all, it is so amazing. It's so amazing. Like, I can't tell you. It's so easy. Like, you put your ARV in there, and then you put down what you want your assignment fee to be. And then on the side of it, it has a rehab calculator that you put your information on for the rehab. And it does it all for you. And all you have to do is make sure that your ARV is it's correct. And then you know exactly what you're going to make your offer to the seller is and what your assignment fee is going to be and what you're assigning to the end buyer. It's fantastic. And it's called Deal with the letter U and later, like Lator. Look it up, y'all. I mean, I went down the rabbit hole on YouTube with that. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. But you know, everyone has their own. But I found it really interesting because I was on a call yesterday with, yes, thank you, Julie, and with a wholesaler here in New Orleans. Like he runs one of those businesses that only does wholesaling. And he was telling me that it's down to even your county or your parish or whatever when it comes to making an offer that is respective of the 70 cent to even 55 cent deals. And here in Orleans Parish, nobody's going to touch it if it's a 70 cent. They're looking at anything between 55 and 65. But outside of this parish, they're looking at different numbers, like anywhere between 70 to 75. So have any of you had any situations in facing that in your respective areas that you've discovered for your comps and deals?
I haven't even gotten that far yet.
That's okay. That's okay.
So while we're waiting for answers, Christina, if you are kind of like averse to talking on the phone, how did you get your leads / deals? Did you text or did you actually pick up the phone and call these leads?
So the first ones that I got, I met in person. I went to the local New Orleans Real Estate Investors Association, and that's how I started networking. And then I was told, hey, the first person, it was at a needs and wants section of it, and they stood up and they were like, hey, I have this property, I'm trying to sell it. And now that I know what I know now, man, I wish I can just like circle back with that guy. It's already been sold. But yep, that particular property was at that particular event. And then I was at a cocktail hour event that the New Orleans Real Estate Association puts on. And I met a lawyer who her husband does loans for immigration. And then she was telling me about another property, and I followed up with that property, and it was my Slidell property. That was a crazy mess, but it was a great learning experience. But that's how I got the second one. And then the third one came from the same person. And then I just ended up following up with that one. And then my fourth one is by Gigi that we're partnering on right now. But I have yet, my fourth one was handwritten letters. So I sent out handwritten letters, and my third and fourth one came from handwritten letters that were responsive. And they were like, I just wanted to meet the person that wrote this letter because you took the time to write me a letter about my home. And then I met with her and spoke to her. And even though I didn't get her under contract, I did have her partner with one of our sisters to get a loan modification. And that was the trust that she built in me, and we still communicate. And I'm hoping Ambassador Link to make her a rain sister.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But I'm
So what you're saying is we need
100%
to go to
about
REI
handwriting.
meeting.
You need to go. You need to go. You do. Because when you are networking, girl, I'm telling you, auctions, I'm getting ready to put myself go to an auction. Like I'm going to dress up and everything, and I'm going to go to the auction, and I'm going to network there too. And I'm just going to do the thing, because you got to put yourself, which is something I learned. If you guys aren't listening to the podcast, you must listen to the Rain podcast. You will learn so many golden nuggets on the Rain podcast. And one of the sisters that now is a year later, $40 million in, just in developer stage, has attended black tie events. Because black tie events, when you say, hey, I'm networking, people want to get to know you. Oh, well, I'm a real estate investor that, helps people gain 12 to 15% interest on their income through real estate investing. All of a sudden, they want to know everything about you. And then black tie events have people with lots of money that want to do what? Make money. So that was her in. So she invests $600 in a black tie event for some Chevrolet gala thing, and she walks away with a bunch of phone numbers and PMLs and end buyers. So, thinking outside the box, that was a huge one for me because here in New Orleans, we have nothing but big, huge events. That's the smartest thing to do. Don't just circle it around drinking, though. I mean, other things are important too. Just saying. Absolutely. Food. We have food events, foodie things, those, outside the box events, because at the end of the day, philanthropic events and those types of events can help you get your end buyers list. Also in PropStream and Zillow, go and look at cash buyers within the last 6 months. And then if you skip trace them, you can look them up and you'll see what they've invested in or the amounts. Maybe they have multiple properties. That's somebody to keep in contact with. Catherine, go ahead, please.
No, thanks. I just wanted to know if you would repeat what you said. That was so interesting, the way that you put that when you said, oh, I'm a real estate investor, blah, 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 and something about increasing their interest, or what was that you said? Do you remember?
I literally stole it from this girl. She said she goes to these events and she's like, oh, it's like her 4-second power pitch that she would say to her Lyft driver or to anybody. And she's just, when they ask, and she says, I'm a real estate investor that teaches people how to get 12 to 15% return on their investment or on their money through real estate investments, something along those lines.
Amy,
you know who I'm talking about, Danielle. Yeah.
Amy McCorney or something like that.
Yeah, she's a go-getter. Yeah, she's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that last half of the interview with her on Rain, the podcast, I think it's podcast 47 or 48. And she goes all in and tells you all kinds of nuggets. And I had to listen to it 3 times. Like, I was like, wait a minute, I gotta listen to what she just said again, because it was so smart. And she says to everybody, every single person that you meet, that they could be your potential end buyer. If they own a home, they could be your next end buyer. If they are looking to buy a home, they could be your next end buyer because they want to buy something, they want to invest in something. So keeping that in mind, that was a huge win for me today. I'm just full of ones for me personally, but I'm excited to share them. Share the Deal You Later. If you haven't looked at it, take a peek at it, because it's really interesting. Because it goes to, it's not necessarily the 70-cent formula, but it's kind of like the baseline. And then you have that wiggle room in between. As long as it's a good deal, it's a really great way to analyze deals as well.
Is that a free, is that free or, oh, great.
100%. 100%.
Wow.
100%
Awesome.
free. I love free. I'm a frugal investor.
We all do.
Frugal business investor. And then exit strategies. Anyone having any questions about wholesaling exit strategies? Any questions about that? Anyone?
Well, I need someone to explain it to me, exit strategies. Exactly, like what is it like? I haven't done even, I just read about it, but what is it like in real life time?
Yeah, that's a great question. Does anyone else want to answer it? Big sisters? Big sisters? I'll give it a go. So exit strategies can be, if you're going to wholesale it, if you're going to wholetail it, and if, just in case you don't know what wholetail is, because we talk about it like really fast, it's an off-market property that we purchase and we do very light rehab. We turn around and we flip it. Like, we just sell it quickly. It's a wholetail. And then the BRRRR strategy is another one. Sub 2 is another, if it requires it. buy and hold, STR, MTR, which are short-term rentals, midterm rentals, pad splits, co-living, corporate housing, veteran housing, uh, assisted living facility. If that's so, I mean, the sky's the limit with exit strategies. You can private money partner, PMP, with somebody. So maybe you're not looking for a private money lender. Maybe you're looking for a private money partner because you guys want to go in on it together and then rent it out, or somebody does 50-50 down the middle. So you have or triple, you've got boots on the ground, you've got your disposition, you got your acquisition. So those are a couple other ways of exit strategies. So having some sort of idea of maybe what it is that you want to do with the property, if you want to keep it or not. Royalty.
Hey, I have a question. So I did an interview, well, not an interview, but I did a call with Pop Ice Pizza Lead earlier today, and they were telling me about novation. What is that? They haven't never on Rain. I haven't really heard anyone speak on that.
You know, that's a great question. I'm not really familiar with novations either. I've been looking into it myself. They talk about it a lot in this other group that I've been peeking around in. So I can look it up.
Okay, no, I can look it up as well.
I can only
But I
speak
was
to it just a tiny bit
I was gonna
because
say,
it's the week of training that I'm in right now.
oh great.
It's just when you decide to transfer, like you're in the middle of a deal and you decide to transfer it over to somebody else. That's all I know.
Oh, okay.
Is
I
that
thought
what
it
you were
was
gonna
this
say,
big
Holly?
thing.
I was actually gonna read off my offer type number 3 called novation.
Oh, okay.
It says novation is a type of agreement that allows you, the investor or wholesaler, to step in and replace the original purchase agreement between the seller and the future buyer. So instead of buying the property yourself, you get permission to market it, find a retail buyer, and close the deal. All while the seller stays on the title until closing. You're paid from the difference between the seller's agreed payout and the final sale price minus the cost of the sale.
Oh, okay. It sounds, what's the difference with the wholesaling? It sounds a little bit like that, right?
So this is what it looks like. It says, this is what this offer looks like. You sign a purchase agreement with the seller where you agree to the price the seller will net no matter what. So the seller will
Oh,
get the net no matter what. The seller will also sign a power of attorney or an attorney in fact, which gives you the authority and ability to enter into a listing agreement with an agent to get the home on the MLS. And then the final document signed by the seller is a novation agreement that spells out all the terms of the novation. So that kind of explains it a little bit better.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Holly. I already
Yeah,
know
thank you.
the perfect person to interview for that one.
As long as I have my handy dandy paper.
Any other questions about wholesaling strategies or wholesaling in general or comps? Okay, so comps are super easy for everyone because I know they're hard AF for me.
Oh.
And is everyone okay, comfortable with the assignment fee and understanding that, the newer sisters?
That can be confusing. Tell us to talk about that, because to me it was like that took a while to get to that point. So yeah, that's a good one. It's an important one too.
So traditionally, we base our assignment fee basically about 10% more than what we wholesale it for. And when our partners are purchasing properties from us to make sure it's a good deal, they want to make sure that your ARV times 70% minus the repairs gives them what basically you made the offer to the seller. So they're going to already know that. And then they're going to see what your assignment fee is as well, which is definitely going to be your ARV times 80% minus those rehab repairs. The difference between the 70% and the 80% is the spread. That's the assignment fee. Now here's the caveat. It's not always going to be $5, $10, $20, $15,000. It could be all kinds of different amounts, because at the end of the day, the most important thing you have to think about as the wholesaler is to build your trust in your end buyers and PML list. They are the only people that matter because they are bringing the money. So you want to make sure they're getting the best deal. Have a good night, Lori. So think about it like this. If you have an ARV for, say, I'm going to use one that I'm working on right now. So you have an ARV of a property that's $810,000. And you already know that less the closing costs are going to be about 7%. So that's $56,756. And then you have the repairs. So then it's about, and what I love about this little cheat sheet I have here is that it gives me a rehab calculator based on the square footage and then low, mid, full, all the things. So when I plug it into this contraption here, it tells me that for this particular property, a rehab is going to be $86,750. It's a high-end home and it's low rehab, and that's give or take. So then you've got your holding costs, which it depends if you're going to do a rental or if it's going to be a wholesale. If it's a wholesale, then you're looking at about 5%, give or take, for holding costs. That could change depending on the relationship that your end buyer has with the closing people. Being that they know that they can get maybe 2% because they utilize a certain title company or whatever. Then you have a contract price to the seller, which is what you're going to offer them. So in this particular scenario, with all of these little complications involved, this means 100% my end buyer is bringing the money, closing costs, every single penny, everything. In just so you know, everything's included, and that can wiggle room. All right. So the thing is, you want to know what these people want up front. Like just ask them when you're on the phone. Hey, this is Christina. I got your information from foreclosure.com. It says that you're having the situation right now, and I'm just wondering how much you want for your property if you're still interested in selling it. And they're going to be like, oh, well, I kind of want this amount. Okay, cool. And so I'll plug that amount in. Well, if this person told me they want $500,000 for this home, or 800, $500,000 or $600,000 for this home, and then come to find out that they owe this amount on this lien, and they have these taxes on there, and they have all this, they have a little bit of rehab that needs to be done. While I'm on the phone with them, I'm writing this information down, I'm plugging it into this calculator. So then I'm like, okay, that's great. How much? Okay, so tell me more about this, that, and that. Okay, so now we're about doing the math in my head. Okay, that's going to probably cost this guy $300,000 to get out of the situation. He's going to need a little bit of money in his pocket. Well, I think what I can do for you is I can give you $485,000 cash for it. And he's going to be like, oh my God. Okay, yeah, whatever. Hopefully that's his response. And then you're going to turn around, you're going to assign this, you're going to plug in underneath there. You're going to be like, I want to make about $20,000 off of this deal. So you plug in $20,000 off that deal. You're going to turn around, you're going to assign this to your end buyer for $505,000. You want to make sure that it's in it's in their best interest. Well, this is a higher end luxury home, so their profit is going to about be 15% profit. The after rehab, which is $86,000, give or take, because the end buyer might have an amazing relationship with the general contractor that they're going to use, because this isn't the first go at the rodeo if they're getting a house at this price. And so they're more than likely going to look at that rehab amount. They're going to know it's probably nowhere near that amount. And they're already making a potential profit of $121,754. Of course, they're going to take this property. And they're going to make even more knowing that they can get that rehab done for probably half of that amount on top of it. So more than likely, they're making on average about a 15 to 20% return on their investment on that one property alone. They are happy to give you $20,000 for doing all the work on finding this property so that they can make that much more on it. These calculator, you can put in these different numbers, the the deal you later, and that will help you with figuring all that out. Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that if your end buyer is investing $30,000 in rehab or $50,000 in rehab, they need to make at least 7% return on investment or more. Those same numbers plugged into, say, the rental calculator gives the end buyer $202,834 of equity, and it gives them a 25.2 equity percentage. Definitely, they're grabbing that property. It's a great deal. But then I've got one in Georgia that the ARV is $31,000 and it needs $27,000 in repairs. Yeah, no, that's not a good deal at all. That's a definite pass. Like, not even going to entertain it. It's not on foreclosure. We can't do a sub 2. It's a demo. So we're going to need to get different. They're going to just better off MLS that bad boy, send it to the realtor, and move on with your life. Moving right along. Be mindful of where you're investing your time, because that all has to do with your comps. Your comps are king. That's it. Comps are king. Focus on comps and work backwards. Know what you want your end buyer, kind of what the relationship you want with your end buyers. They can know, like, and trust you, and that way you can build that relationship. Any questions about that?
Christina, are you taking are you using closing costs in your figure? I know you mentioned closing costs.
I am.
How are
I
you
use a
doing that?
percentage. I use a percentage on a
Mhm.
spreadsheet. And I have a profit calculator and a rental calculator. And so these are the numbers that I use, and that another group that I've been stalking on the YouTubes and Facebooks have been using. So their profit calculator starts with the ARV, and then it goes to less the closing costs. The closing costs are always about 7%, is what it's just a general staple. Beyond the generous side, 7%. And the repairs after that, and then holding costs. Well, holding costs are what it's going to take to maintain the property while we're trying to get it sold. So that's about 5%, give or take. And then those calculated will give you what you would contract to the seller. And it could be what they want, or which usually isn't the case, but it could be more or less, And then after that, you put your wholesale fee in there, and then it'll pop out what you would be contracting this over to an end buyer. This particular property, I would contract it over, if I want to make anything off of it, 5,000, if that, I would contract it over to a buyer at like 10,000, and it's still not a good deal for them, So I would never do that. I would never do that. I would never ever do that. So you just need to, and this will help you know when there's a deal that's a good one and it's a deal that's just send it to MLS. That's when you partner with your realtors in those areas. So you want to always have your network of realtors, because they're probably in EXP here with Rain. And then you can partner with them and get that property listed, and then just get a finder's fee for it and move right along.
Christina, When you said 7% is closing costs, are you taking this may sound dumb, but my brain is not working. Are you taking 7% of the ARV or 7% of your offer?
That is just 7% in general. I'm not sure where she's getting it from, but it's a consensus based on all of her. She was a statistics major, so she put all of this information in due to statistics that she's compiled over the 15 years of wholesaling, and then created these calculators and are pretty spot on with them. But 7% is an overall consensus of what your closing costs would generally be, and that would, I would imagine, come out of your ARV because it's all being tallied down into what ultimately would be the contract seller's price, which seems to be deducted. So yes, I believe it is coming from there. Go ahead, Catherine.
What is the name of these calculators?
It's a profit calculator and a rental calculator, and you can just email me and I'll send it to you.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So on that example for the 810,000 house you were just giving us, what did you end up offering the seller for that?
The seller for this one is going to be offered $485.
And then what was the end buyer? What were you giving them?
505.
Okay, that's what I have. Okay, thank
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Were you doing the math too, Stacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, girl. That's what's up. You're going to make your own spreadsheet and share it with everybody. I love it. All right, my friends. It's been an hour, but I mean, I have time to hang out and chat if you have any other questions. I did want to just really just focus on laying the foundation these last 2 weeks that we've been together, and keeping in mind that, take time for your clarity. Take time to take a break. Take a break from it all at times and go do something that's really healthy for yourself, like yoga or meditation or the gym, or walk outside, walk your dog. Don't forget to walk your dog. Do something that makes you happy, because this can be very overwhelming, especially my new sisters. Like, I've had so many failing forwards in this last 90 days that I've just been like, oh my gosh, what am I doing wrong? Like, what's missing? And I now know it's this calculator and prop stream that have been missing. And I am so much happier right now than I've ever been because of these two tools. And it's incredible what tools can do for you. Like, just be at peace, though. Protect your peace, because man, you will drive yourself crazy throughout the process. And just let yourself utilize the checklist that they have in the program. In the beginning, in the community, there's a tab that says, there's a little tab that says checklist when you're doing your thing. And then you can use that for your business checklist, and you can check off all the little ticks and then submit it. And then you get your little badge afterwards. So it's like another sense of accomplishment. So make sure you're doing that. And then, like Kim, what I found really helpful for me was to do both trainings in tandem. And to be honest, for me, like, what I found as a big takeaway, I wish I would have started with the passive investor training first and then jumped into the active, because then I would know what my private money lenders and my end buyers are looking for, and to be within that range for them when I'm going to be doing my wholesaling, so that I know, or maybe you do them, back and forth. But I'm telling you, if you just pick one and then start with that, and then do the jump start in tandem to that, it's going to be very, very helpful. So that way it starts to make sense.
What do you mean do it in
everything
tandem?
together.
You mean like do some of the active and some of the...
Yes.
They don't let you do that, do they?
Yes.
I mean, I thought one was
I
locked
did.
until you finished the other one.
So active, I did the active training, and as soon as I finish my first week, like, it gets unlocked. But then I had to wait for Jumpstart to actually start so I can get in there. Then once it was ready to start, then I could get in there and then I could start my first video in the Jumpstart. Felt like it just really solidified what I learned in the first week. So they do pick out all of the best videos from the entire training for your active and your passive. But I found that I needed the in between videos because it filled in exactly what I needed
You
to
mean, oh, you mean
understand.
those additional, all those additional videos?
All the
Yeah.
Jumpstart, yeah, under Jumpstart, there's like all the additional videos that are for like the
Oh,
real Jumpstart training. And that girl, that helped me so much. Like once I
oh,
started
yeah. I
doing
was gonna
them,
wait till I was done with the 6 weeks and then go do those. But you think I
I'm
should do some of those
start
in
now.
between?
Just start
Okay.
now because it just helps to solidify like and make sense of what you're learning. Like the Cliffs Notes version is nothing like reading the full book.
Mhm. Okay.
You know, yeah, that'll help, and that will answer so many questions too when you're going through the program and you're like, oh my gosh. And then the FAQ section has a lot of really great videos. And y'all, they even did one that is all about starting your business and how to like get started with Rain, and they navigate the whole platform with you. Remember we did that on the share screen in the Level Up Business class, and like they did it. So like I'm excited that they did that.
Yeah.
So inspiration is always great.
Christina, can you put your email in the
Yeah,
chat for me, please? Thank you.
absolutely, y'all. Scarlett and Grace Ventures at gmail.com. And my
I
phone
have a question.
number is there too. You can text me.
I got a question for you. What
Yeah, girl.
level of prop stream did you sign up for that you've been using?
I'm on the free one and I'm
Okay.
obsessed with it. I can't wait till I start paying for it.
Okay.
Because then
Because
I'm
I'm
going to be
paying for the
like,
lowest level, so I didn't know like if it's worth to bump up to the middle level. So has
as
anybody
soon
got
as I'm able to,
experience?
I'm definitely going to.
Okay.
I'm using it right now. It's good.
The middle level?
$97. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I did have a whole month of that was free because I was
Yeah.
sat in on a training, but there's so much in there. Even your CRM and all of that. And I love how Christina said you can click on one of the filters as end buyers. So that just kind of relieves so much stress. You're seeing end buyers in your area.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a
Okay.
free one. Darn it.
Yeah, I just like went on there and did the free trial, and I should have like I'm gonna be like naughty and I'll probably like do another free trial but with like a different credit card and email so that I can keep it free. That's just like my hack.
Do it.
Whatever, no judgment here because I know they have one that's like 30 days and I'm like doing the 7-day one and I'm like yay addicted. So dang, like I'm gonna have to have like 1,000 emails to do this because I'm super stoked. But no, I'm not gonna need 1,000 emails. I'm gonna make my deal soon, like the next 2 weeks, and then I won't have to worry about it being free. But I'm just saying, like the frugal in me would do that. Just putting it out there. Don't laugh at me, Danielle. I see your face. All right, my girlfriends. That's it for tonight. Next week, we'll go over more tools and lead generation, which we kind of just started this week doing. And I think I want to share like how I do use this calculator next week. All right. So
Thank you.
Oh,
you're
Christina,
welcome, y'all. Yes,
quickly,
yes, yes.
Mondays. What is it, 5 or 5:30?
Oh, it's still at 7:30 at night over on Facebook.
Oh,
So
cool. Okay, yeah,
yeah.
I'm on the other side, so 5. All right,
Yeah, so
cool.
yeah, whatever your time zone is, I'm on Central.
All right, great. Thank
Good
you. Good
night, all my
night.
friends.
Thanks, Christina.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.